Yes.
How did you guys, I remember the Indiana game with Anthony and Michael Kidd.
Oh, this was different though. This was it wasn't the same feeling. It wasn't the same. All the things that happened with Marcus being out, you're one short, and then guys had to step up and play, and they didn't. And so we had 3 or 4 guys who didn't do the things that we needed to do without Marcus. They outplayed us. They beat us to every 50-50 ball. When you're shorthanded, you got to be really tough, physically and mentally tough. And, from shot selection on offense to not rebounding the ball. See, Marcus gives us free baskets because of his offensive rebounding. We got none of that when he was out, and it just showed. But I think they watched the tape. They got it. We had a great practice yesterday. It was really grueling, to be honest with you, but it's what they need, and we're trying to hold them to a high standard in what we're accepting. And, Scou's going to take time. It's a process, and I've had guys here before. Some guys get it quicker, Carl. Some guys don't get it quicker. It takes 2-3 years. I mean, it has nothing to do with skill. It has nothing to do with his ability to score and hooks and all that stuff or block shots. So, he's like all these kids. We got a great group of kids who want to do well, but this is really hard stuff we do. Now we're playing a team in Eastern Kentucky who should be 9-0, scoring in bunches, shooting 45% from the 3. Athletes at all the positions. They scramble the defense. They press. They trap, on different opportunities. They switch a lot. Which means you have to try to take advantage of stuff. And they're a good team. They're playing good right now.
Has Marcus been back in practice?
He has not. So hopefully today we'll see if he can do anything. But Tyler was full yesterday. It was the first time. And Tyler hadn't practiced before the UCLA and before the game. And he did a half a practice, but nothing, and now, so yesterday he was really full and shot the ball well and seems to be back to where he was.
What exactly is Marcus's injury?
He got hit in the head. I don't know exactly what they're talking about, but
Concussion?
I don't have any idea. You have to ask the doctors.
Alex said you ran them pretty hard yesterday and pushed them all to sort of.
Well, no, what I didn't do is I didn't accept certain things. If certain things weren't done, we ran. If certain players weren't doing what they were supposed to, we ran. And then it was like, now if you want to keep running, keep doing it. Look, I want to empower this team, but when they are in where they are right now, that's my job. That's not a teammate to do that. When everybody's doing their thing, everybody's trying, everybody's playing and battling, and you're fighting, and then they come together and they really accept what each other has to do and they can be empowered. We're not close to that right now. And that's where if this team is supposed to be, by the end of the year, what we all believe it could be, they got to be empowered.
John, what's it look like when a team with a lot of slender bodies is playing the toughness, the physical play that you're looking for?
Well, what I would tell you is that I've seen skinny guys battle. Just because you're skinny doesn't mean, well, okay. I've seen them battle. You just have to have that mentality. Some of it's got to be your inner dialogue. What are you exactly saying to yourself when a shot goes up? Or what are you saying when it's transition and you're flying? What are you saying to yourself when another team is starting to beat you to balls? What's your inner dialogue? And this is all new to these guys. And you talk in terms of that to them, they look at you like, well, you're saying something to yourself. And right now, whatever you're saying, we got to change that, get you in a different mentality. But I'll say it again, we got great kids, we got good players. It's what I've said from day one, grit, battle, fight. They can all do that. It's just hard. And it's really hard when the other guy comes in playing for their lives like they're playing for their life, and you know they're going to play well, and they're going to play like it's the biggest game of their game for them, a century, and then you don't battle. That's where we are right now. And then it just, how we were even in the game, the way we played without Marcus, I don't even know. But we had our chances. In that game, we never got a run. So my friends came up and said, your teams always have run. Well, you got to stop somebody 5-6 times in a row. One. Then you can't shoot reverse layups and floating runners when you're right there. Just make that basket. Now it's 6, 7. Why'd you do that? I don't know. Just try. I mean, that's what we were like, what in the world? But that's what happens when you have young teams and you go on the road.
Seems like one guy that is doing what you want and growing the way you want is Briscoe.
He did fine. He started the game shaky, and then he got back, and he has a great will to win. And really had a great practice yesterday shooting the ball. He knows I got to shoot the ball better, and so he's in there. And there's one way to change some of the stuff, and that's you have to change it. I can't change it because if it's me, it's only short term. If it's you, it becomes who you are.
John, what's that inner dialogue? What should it sound like when the shot goes up?
Well, you see a shot go up, who am I hitting? Not, well, what is, and then all of a sudden you're in with the cheerleaders. And that's what it looked like in the game. I mean, Marcus Lee will see it, which way is it going? That's his inner dialogue. Which way is it going? Flying down the court. Where can I catch this? What's open? What's available to me? Versus I'm just running and, oh, is this hard? Whew. Well, now you seem to be behind the action, like he's a step late. And that's not just one guy. We got 2 or 3 that, if you get into your team versus yourself, the game becomes easy. If you play for your teammates, and that's what your inner dialogue is about, your teammates, and what do I have to do for the team, this game becomes easy. When you're into your own inner dialogue with yourself, and it's only about you, hard. And I'll tell you, when things go wrong, that's when it really shows where you are.
Cal, sort of off the beaten path, what have you seen, what's the value you've seen from having all these guys from different places, different countries, different experiences and backgrounds and cultures? What has that brought to your team?
I don't, to be honest with you, it's just I got a bunch of good kids that I enjoy coaching. The thing for us is you just want guys that are coachable and want to get better, and we have that. Where they're from or what color they are, or do you guys even know who has tattoos on my team? I don't. I wouldn't know who has a tattoo and who doesn't. I'm looking at their eyes. I'm not looking at their bodies like, wow, you got a great body. I mean, that's not what I'm doing. I mean, I have no idea with that stuff, and I don't know when I look at a kid, well, he's from Canada, he's from Australia. You just want to have kids that want to be here. Now, the challenge here is this thing is really, really difficult. And you think you know until you get here. Then you start thinking like, oh my gosh. And for a coach, this isn't last year for me. I understood what I had last year. I had a whip. This is a different, we have to embrace this. I have to embrace it as a head coach, that it's going to be really difficult and that it's going to be a process. And there are going to be some games we look like, along the way. And the whole thing, I've been here at Kentucky, we've had this. And by the end of the year, we get things right and we get going, especially when you have good guard play. If you have good guard play, you have a chance. Now it's, think about what I'm saying, just fight. Alex, fight. Fight. Battle. I mean, that's basically where we are and what we're trying to do in practice. We're scrimmaging more, even now, which I normally don't do. But we're scrimmaging a lot. Yesterday, we scrimmaged almost the whole practice. Just let's go, up and down. And they have to bring this out of each other. Like, you got to go out, either, like, if it takes you being mad, then be mad. I don't really care. If it makes you happy, then it doesn't matter to me. But something has got to bring that out of you. You know, that battle, that here I go, I'm going to go get this ball. I don't care who's near it.
John, you had said that Scale was not Shaq, but it seems like you've gone back to putting him in the low post.
We're putting them everywhere. But I do know this. You know, you've got to be able to rebound around that basket, whether you're Shaq or whether you're Anthony Davis, skinny, or it doesn't matter. You're 7 foot tall. You got to go figure out how you get balls. So we're playing him all over the place. It has nothing to do with his offensive skills. Nothing. He's got great offensive skills. Shoot free throws, jump hooks, jumpers. Nothing to do with that. What's happened to him now when he's on offense, if you notice, they never have him without a body on him because they know he's not comfortable when there's a battle. So now there's never space for him. Whether he's in the high post, they got a body on him. Whether he's in the low post, they got a body. If he's on the wing, they got a body on him. If he drives, they body. If he catches a post, they body. And until he embraces that, the game becomes a little tougher. And that's how they're going to play him. I mean, that's how I'd play him if I'm coaching against him.
Two more guys.
For guys like Jamal, Isaiah, used to having the ball in their hands until they got here, how much of an adjustment is it learning how to get their shot moved without the ball?
Well, I don't think that's hurting any of the three of them. I think they're all, what happened last game is, again, I told Jamal, you got to get fouled this game. You got to get fouled. You need to play like a big guard. That's what you are. So when did he get fouled? On a fadeaway three that they accidentally fouled him. That was the one time he got fouled. Everything else was a void to throw. So they're learning those things. They're all in pick and rolls. They're all having opportunities to catch the ball and go. They're just not having the ball 75% of the time. But I'll be honest with you, this is helping them. This is projecting a different player than if they had the ball the whole time. So this is a good thing for them. They can have it. You just don't have the responsibility to have it all the time. So I think this is playing out perfect for those three, Tyler and those two. You know, we just maybe they got to rebound even more. I mean, our guards are like our leading rebounders right now, other than Marcus. So,
John,
Last one.
How important is a post player, anybody for this team, maybe to create space?
I think any you need post presence, and it could come from Alex. Doesn't have to come from Scow. Alex, you be that guy. It could come from our guards where we post them up. So it's important that you have post presence, that the other team knows that you can post it up. But it isn't about that. This whole thing is battle and fight and come up with 50-50 balls, dive on the floor. How many times, you've seen my teams. Are we diving on the floor? Are we, what aren't we doing? And that's, all that gritty stuff is what will win games and lose games. We're not going to be 20 points up on people. These are going to be 7-8 point games, and you got to battle it through. You got to just have enough grit to go get balls and make a play at the end. And we've shown we can do it. Now we're going to try to get every player to be that. Thanks.